Hello and welcome to Borough Bregs Beat, the official podcast of Elgin City. In this special Scottish Cup edition, we've got Nicky Grant, Commercial and Operations Manager, and Dom Barstow, Community Football Coordinator. Put the teeth out. Well, stop laughing, Nicky. Welcome to you both. How are you doing?
Really good.
Happy, relaxed. Now I am anyway.
Yeah, we're talking about Aberdeen
good
in a minute because I know it's been a manic couple of weeks or maybe longer, but fun as well, eh?
Do you know, it's been lots of fun, I think, because we've seen a lot of local people come into the club and actually coming through the club doors. There's been a lot of people as well that I haven't seen for years because I'm obviously just back in Murray. So it's nice to catch up with people. Players have been in as well. You know, they're really looking forward to the game. They bring a lot of fun to the day as well, which has helped us, Dom, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. People always want to chat, and if you can chat while keeping it moving, it's all fine.
Yeah.
So that's been enjoyable, hasn't it? Been busy as well. Good busy though. You know what I mean? It's not like panicky busy, but good busy. Getting up and always something to do. So yeah, it's happy. Happy.
And you're both newbies, I'll call you newbies because you're recent additions to the staff here. So how have you both settled in?
I think we've both settled in fairly well, haven't we? We're both pretty strategic in terms of our vision for Elgin City in the future. And that was one of the things that the board have commended us on. So I think we come with the same priorities.
Same mindset
as well, which has really helped. Dom's very driven as an individual, and I would say that I'm very driven too in terms of my background and what I've come from. So working with the staff team and the supporters and the players, you know, I think it's a real opportunity for us. So we're looking forward to that. We're both really collaborative. We're quite collegiate as well because we're team players, and I think that brings a different dimension to the club too.
Yeah, we both like a bit of structure. We like a bit of vision, like you said, and we like working with people. So it's working hand in hand. It's been enjoyable.
It's unusual for an 18-year-old then to be so organised and so strategic.
Well, I say I'm organised. I pretend I'm organised. I like to be. That doesn't mean I am organised. It means I like to be organised. I like other people organising me. And then it's I've been doing like football coaching. I've been a similar job when I was working next door anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not really been like too much of oh my god, what am I doing? It's a lot of it's expected. You know what I mean? It's bigger scale, yeah, but I know what I'm supposed to do. So it's been fine. It's been good. Everyone here's got good characters, as you know. So it's been good fun.
And there's been a great reaction to both your appointments, really positive. Did that take you aback a wee bit? Just how well received they've both been?
I mean, I think I said to you before, Chris, I was overwhelmed by the support of of the local community because I've been away for a long time. And I spent a lot of my time in Highland and obviously away playing abroad and things. So I have been overwhelmed by it. And even people that knew my mum, my dad, my granny, my granddad have come through the front door and have said to me, it's great to have me back at the club. And, you know, they're really looking forward to what I can bring to the club. And I'm very good at listening. So I think they've also commented on that as well, that it's not all just about me and the team, it's about me listening to supporters and the community as well.
Because
they bring that experience.
Before you have problems, you like solving problems, so that could be pretty good at a football club as well, isn't it?
Absolutely, I'm very solution focused. My glass is always half full, and I think that's again why I work so well with Dom because the two of us are very action focused. Although we do like the strategy behind things, but working with the team, we've put in a new rhythm to the week. So we meet twice during the week. One's an operational meeting and the second one's a strategic meeting. We were talking quite high level, you know, we're talking finances, we're talking governance, and we're talking about how we can make it better for our supporters and our team to ensure that they're performing on the day. So lots of different things that we've added, lots of different dimensions, and we're really lucky that the team have, you know, they want to be part of that and they want to come on board with what we're doing. So no, I've really enjoyed it.
Brilliant. Good stuff.
Yeah, it's the reaction was good. It gives a nice little ego boost, doesn't it, when you're reading the comments and it's all the positive. It feels good. And to be honest, you don't know what they're saying behind closed doors, though, do you? And now, I'm not, Amy, you're joking. But no, it's been good and everyone's very supportive and that's what you want. It means you can work with people. And like Nick said, the staff have been, everyone else in the club's been great as well. So it's been really good to see, good to hear, and made life so much easier.
I have to say that I've been really impressed with the families that have come in. So there's been a lot of parents that have come in and they're very much for promoting Dom. So Dom, I know that you were working with ECTFC previously at the Greener Stadium, but they're they're all very positive in terms of Dom's appointment, and he has a very friendly approach, but he's firm. And as I said, he's got a vision for the future, which I've never seen in someone so young. So it's really encouraging.
Quite unusual for someone who's only 18, Dom, someone that young to be employed full time in such a role by a football club.
I can't believe the experience that he has, and also the maturity of what he wants for the young people within the community. That I've worked with young people for a number of years as a head teacher and a director, and I've never met anyone like him before.
Good and bad ways.
I think the club are incredibly lucky to have him, and as a role model for not only the players as young people, but also players want to then become coaches. And I think they should look up to Dom. He's very keen to learn. He continues to learn every day. I think he's been remarkably flexible in terms of what he's been doing and supporting me in my role over the last couple of weeks and last couple of months. So, I think the club are very lucky to have him.
I think that's a good attitude, though. Everyone at the club, everyone's happy to muck in and do a bit of everything to try and help sure it goes. Like this week has been a massive example of that. Everyone will do everything to try and make sure that things run smoothly as possible. So I think that's a thing with everyone here, which is really good to see. But no, it is nice when families come through and they recognise you, especially if you've not coached their kid in a while or you've not been involved in that session. They still remember you and they still talk to you, which is really good. It's really nice little, like I said earlier, a bit of an ego boost, and that's what you want.
Well,
that's what you want. Yeah, my friends probably say I don't need one, but I mean, I think I do. I think I need.
Nicky, you mentioned there that about you working and playing abroad. What age did you leave Murray?
I left Murray in 5th year at school, so I was 17. So I think, again, I mentioned to you before, my family were really keen for me to have my education behind me. And it was just as well, because I obviously had 2 really bad injuries. I'd ruptured my cruciate and ruptured my Achilles. So I had gone to university, got my degree, and then kind of followed my dreams in terms of my football. But there was lots of opportunities for me at that time, so I was all over the world playing, and I just kind of went from contract to contract. But the contracts were bigger clubs to then bigger clubs, which again I was very fortunate with.
So just remind fans, maybe even some of the younger fans, where did your career take you? Where did you start and where did you progress to?
So I started initially in Aberdeen. So I think it was 14 I started in Aberdeen. I got my first international cap at 14, which was obviously fairly young. I was playing in the women's national team at 14. 14, yeah. So,
Jesus.
And I don't think there's not many internationalists that have played at 14, even now. So, and then I kind of travelled about. So I was down in Glasgow for a bit, and that's when I was at university, although in Edinburgh. Played for Cumbernauld, who were the top club at the time. And I think I went to Iceland, so I got a full-time contract in Iceland. I played there for 2 years. Really enjoyed it. It was a team called Ibiza on Vestman Island. And then I think I took a contract in Sweden. And then I was in America. And then Arsenal came knocking. They had seen me play against England, so Scotland, England. I was playing centre mid at the time, and I think I scored the winner in that game. So they were really keen to have me play. And their centre midfielder was retiring at the time. She was a very tidy player, and that's what they were looking for me to do. So I kind of played the holding midfielder role, although I liked the more forward role, so the number 10 role. Played there for a couple of seasons, and then I was Doncaster Bells. I had signed for them. They had 4 games, and they were going to get relegated, and I had to win the 4 games. So they came in with quite a big contract for me, and we won the 4 games, and they were relegated. And then I think I ended up at Forfar. That was my last team, because obviously I had a number of injuries, so I ended up there. And Forfar had always been kind of bottom of the league. So the year that I was there, I think we got second in the league, and we won the Scottish Cup. So yeah, it was good. Yeah, I had a great career.
Looking back, ever dreamed of having such a great professional career and international career when you left school and that?
I could have, Chris, because that's all I wanted to do. Yeah, if you were to speak to Mr. Hope, who I think comes along to the Elgin City games, Bill Hope, head teacher, he'll tell you that was my dream when I was, 2nd year, 3rd year at school. So I always knew that I was going to do well. always knew that I was going to do well whatever I did, because I've just got that passion to, keep being the best that I can be.
Yeah.
So 99 caps, there's a story behind that.
Frustration that you didn't get the 100?
Not at all. No, I think, hindsight is wonderful, but I have no regrets in terms of what I did. But that's the 99 caps is maybe a story for another time. So I think that's better.
That's what it is. You're teasing to come back on.
No, I'll get back on. I always come back and talk about my 99th cap. But no, I think it's something to talk about. And I was the first woman in Scotland to get 75 caps.
Right.
So that's something that nobody can take away from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're a bit of a trailblazer well before the women's game really took off. I mean, the way it has now, and it's really skyrocketed.
Aye.
That was Cecily Stadium, by the way.
It's because we're sitting in the boardroom, that's what it is. He's wondering why we're sitting.
Yeah, we've not got Ryan today, unfortunately.
Especially at the top of the table. Sit at the top of the table. That's where we should be, Dom.
Yeah, exactly.
We're chairman, she's got high ambitions.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, watch out, Alan.
Sorry, Chair.
What we don't know is that Nicky was interviewing the club about the job. They weren't interviewing Nicky.
Thanks, Dom. I'll take that.
Yeah,
sorry, Chris.
I forget what we're talking about now, actually.
99 caps.
99 caps.
That was it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm really lucky to have gotten 99 caps across it was quite short my career because of the 2 injuries that I had, although I had started early. So no, I'm blessed with what I was given and what I did, because I met so many people in so many countries and opportunities, and nobody can ever take that away from me.
Do you still get your physical? Sorry, I'm taking your job, Chris. I do apologise. Do you still get that physical?
You
cap?
do.
Have you got it?
I've got them.
To bring that
I've
the
got them.
office.
I'll bring it in.
You've got to bring
That's
that in the office.
99 caps.
I've got 90 because I've given away 9.
Oh, so you still get a physical.
Oh, so you want per appearance?
Yeah, I gave away. My dad passed away sadly 11 years ago.
Right.
He was my biggest fan. I forgot to say that I played with Celtic as well, but I'm obviously a big Rangers fan.
Oh.
I know.
Well,
so
you
my
say
dad,
you're a Rangers fan, like you pretend you're a Rangers fan, but you play for Celtic. Okay.
Dom, I am a
That's
big Rangers fan, and my brother is too. So anyway, he never ever came to any of my Celtic games, but he came to every single game other than my Celtic games because he was such a big Rangers fan. So he's got my first cap. I gave him that. So
That's nice.
and then various.
What was the reaction? So I'm taking it again. I'm used to being at that side.
That's one skeleton in your closet then is
A Celtic, yeah.
Oh, what was that reaction like when you said I've signed?
It wasn't as bad as Mo Johnston's when he signed for Rangers. So.
But never got the chance to play for Rangers.
They asked me to sign, and I think I just took my Doncaster Bells contract at that time, so I just missed out. Just missed out. But again, no regrets. Celtic was a great club actually. It was a really good setup. The coach and the manager at the time were great, and I played number 10, which was even better because that's where I like playing.
Yeah.
How much have you won? How many medals have you got? Yeah.
All the medals are either at my mum's or in the garage, but I've got, I don't know.
Not on display or anything, no?
Loads. No.
Win a medal, just chuck it in the garage.
I don't like talking about it, and I know that you're talking a lot about it. I don't like talking about it. I hate talking about it. I think because I did what I did, and then I did so well with education, with being the director and being a head teacher. I just didn't talk about it.
Yeah. And then moving into education, was that always the aim after football?
Well, I had gone to university to study to be a teacher, so I always knew I'd fall back into that, and I really like giving something back. And I also, as part of being a teacher or a head teacher, I like to see others doing really well, so other staff, being a better leader than I was. So I really like that. It's one of the things I would say that I'm fairly good at. I think.
Right.
Yeah, I like seeing others doing well.
And obviously, in your role latterly as an education official, used to managing multi-million-pound budgets as well.
It was a 270 million budget that I oversaw. So I had both revenue and capital. I had 32,500 young people, 6,500 staff that I had to oversee, and I had other parts of the contract as well. So I led ESL, I've led leisure and recreation and links for High Life Highland. So it was big contracts that I had. It wasn't just education that I was kind of dealing with, and 210 head teachers. we've all got their own vision and values and their own way of kind of leading. So, I'm very proud to have done that. I think it was a big thing.
Okay.
Not quite the budget we've got for January transfer window, though. Yeah, we're eclipsing that.
Well, we're getting there, Dom.
We'll get there.
We're getting there. Yeah.
You touched earlier, Dom, about your coaching career, which is quite extensive, despite the fact you're only 18, which is disgustingly young. But I mean, you've been coaching at Elgin Academy. You set up the DSCT, the Sports and Community Trust at the Gleaner Arena, and you also managed Bishop Mill FC and the welfare. How did you get involved in coaching so early?
It was round about COVID. It was either just before or just after. I can't really remember. And I was just a bit bored. You know what I mean? Like football, not very good at playing it. So coaching's the other one, isn't it? And went to an active schools summer camp. I just quite enjoyed it, and then just went from doing a session a week, couple of sessions a week, to at one point it was on top of school. It was probably I was doing more hours coaching than my actual schoolwork. And then as holidays come along, you just get more and more hours. Joined next door, ESCT as a volunteer, did a lot of hours with them, and eventually got to the point where, so originally active schools were going to offer to get some paid hours in, but the budgets and all that didn't quite line up in time for when I needed them. And then next door started offering me paid hours for one-to-ones, for birthday parties and for the odd session. So I just gradually started up picking up more and more of them until it warranted a proper full-time job in a sense. Running their program, so similar to what I do now. So I'd run their parts of their academy, the camps, the parties, stuff like that, while also coaching all their age groups. So I was coaching adult football at 15, as assistant manager for Robbie for the first season, and then they made a B team, which I started managing at 16, that was fun, because managing a B team's got its own challenges, because you're trying to promote players and win games at the same time. So that was fun. And then with Bishop Mill, Lee was my assistant next door when I was doing the B team. Yeah, that's what it was, when we were doing the dev squad. And we just had a chat in a car one day on the way to a game. What would we do if we wanted to start a team? And it just spiraled from there. And now I think I do just as much Bishop Mill hours as Elgin City hours. But that's going on quite fun. New team, but a lot going on behind the scenes. It's good people, similar to here, where it's all about getting the right people in behind the scenes, and the rest will fall into place.
So the jump to Elgin City as the community football corner, wasn't it? From the outside, people might say, "Well, that's a big step," but really, it wasn't that big a jump from what you were doing.
Yeah, well, I'd coached within Elgin community setup for a while with Craig. I'd done stuff for the academy stuff, so I knew what that was all supposed to look like, and I'd done a very similar job for ESCT. So it worked hand in hand. Like, there's no one else really locally that had that advantage going for them. So I could really sell on that when talking about it, and the job offer came after a few discussions, and just in the right next step, you know what I mean? So it's been good, and it's not been as big of a step as it looks, if that makes sense. Like, it's been steady flowing. It's been, obviously some stuff are a bit bigger, but it's been manageable. That's the word. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, it's been manageable.
He's underselling himself, because I was definitely. We had a late meeting last week. We were selling tickets late, and Dom had a late meeting last week with these Bishop Mill players that were in here in the boardroom, and I had come into the boardroom to say, "Look, I'm heading. Hope everyone's okay." And I couldn't believe the respect that he commanded from the older players that were sitting around the table, from adults. And you were sitting presenting on what your vision was for your club.
Yeah, that was...
I said you'll see it gaffer.
Yeah, you did. You did. We're getting a sign in. So we were doing one of our AGM, we do 2 a year with them. So we were doing like a half-season one, where we'd go plan the next summer league, and a few people down, a few of the players, a few of the committee members, and just going through all the financials. So me and Lee, who's also the women's team assistant manager, we kind of chaired that meeting, chaired PowerPoint, and just went through that. The players are really good. They do listen. I like to think I give them a reason to listen, because I like to think if the information's good, if your coaching's good, then no matter what your age is, they'll respect you. If anything, I feel like because I'm younger and I've seen more of modern football with young players, and with a bit of everyone, I've managed to view everything, you know what I mean, like from any level, so that it gives me a bit more experience in current football in this year to draw upon, rather than drawing upon experience from like 40 years ago, which might not be so relevant. So it might actually be an advantage. And obviously it means I can dot about and be a bit more eccentric on the sideline sometimes, or in the sessions, so I'm not as boring, not just stood there, so that helps. But no, it's good. The players are really good. Well, I say they're really good. They're really good at listening. The football bit needs a bit of work, but we'll get there.
Rome wasn't there.
Yeah.
The other thing is, like, I totally respect you, because you've been, like, since you've been here, you tend to go along to the first team sessions as well, just to take, you really like take notes and just learning from Alan and Stefan, which I really admire that you go along and do that.
It were quite good. So when I worked for ESCT, I'd be working the Tuesdays and Thursdays when the sessions were there. So you time your lunch break well, don't you? You time your break around, you go have a little look and you take some note. Like I've got to see a few Gav sessions, Barry sessions, Drip sessions, and obviously Alan and Stefan's. To be fair with Stefan, he's that loud you can hear him in the office, to be fair. But it's been really good. Yeah, you can, and they're really good. If you ask them a question like, why are you doing this? They'll tell you and they'll give you the information. So they're really good for that. And then you can see anyone else's sessions, like Losses sometimes book there or whatever. So it's really good. Having a training facility right next door is good for education because you can just put your head out and have a nosy. But the best thing for learning for me anyway is actually doing the sessions. Like I do hundreds of sessions all the time just because that's where you learn. It's all very good watching someone else, but until you've actually tried to do it yourself, it might not work. You know what I mean? Like, I'm never going to coach like Alan and Stefan are, but I can take little bits of it. And they're never going to coach how I am. They're probably not taking too much from me, to be fair. But you get my point. Everyone's got their own style. So until you actually do it, that's probably the best way of learning. Hence, I've done ESCT, Active Schools, Bishop Mill, and Elgin City, just because it gives you loads of experiences to draw upon, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got an experience head and young shoulders.
I
don't know if that's good or bad, though.
I know, I couldn't believe it. We got on. I think that's why we got on so well. Yeah. You were also talking about in your ones that you wanted to go to Spartans Academy.
Yeah, so highlighting other community trusts and community programs, what looks good. So Spartans do some good stuff. I know you don't want me to say it on an Elgin City podcast, but Inverness do some good stuff.
It's all learning.
So we can learn from other clubs.
Chatting to them not too long ago, to be fair, the guys at Inverness. So just trying to get to a few of these and have a nose and see what they do and pick up little bits. Obviously, we do some really good stuff anyway. Craig had a really good setup, so we're doing fine, but always looking for that little bit extra. What can we do a bit more? And Spartans and Cali were two that we've pinpointed to try and get to soon. And then any other club that we speak to. Never know, I might keep going to Aberdeen, just come into the boardroom when they're here and just say, look, I need to find out. But no, it'd be good. It's just learning, isn't it? Always learning. So that's the plan.
I know you're both very new in the door, but what would you regard as success commercially and in a community sense for Elgin going forward?
I think we're really lucky in that the businesses that we've got on board are, they've been on board for a number of years. So it's a lot of the local businesses that continue to support us, which we're absolutely grateful for. For me and the club to be successful, I think we probably need to reach out a wee bit further and find businesses that are potentially out with or some of the bigger businesses. And we're looking for sort of long-term financial sustainability rather than, maybe a business coming in and sponsoring us for a year.
Yeah, so it's rather sort of some quick hits, longer.
It's longer term. Things, the other thing as well, you then get that longer term relationship too. So it's not just about the business end of things, it's that, personal relationship as well, which the club is all about. And that's something that we have been working on quite strategically in terms of the conversations that we've been having. I think the town hall event on Saturday, we're really looking forward to that because again, that's a lot of new businesses that are coming on board. I think the Murray Women's Business team are going to come along as well. So that it's not just the sort of old-fashioned male connections that you have, but we're looking forward to having those connections with them too, because it's a different conversation.
So in a sense, as the Aberdeen Cup game, has it maybe accelerated some of those business contacts, sooner and given an opportunity that maybe you didn't think would have straight away?
I think it's part of the bigger plan because I think we would have had the conversations anyway, but having them all together will allow them to have more of a collaborative conversation, and that's the way that we've set the town hall up to have that conversation. And then there'll be follow-up conversations with this one-to-one in terms of how they see their future with us going forwards. So I think it's all come at the right time, and it's part of the bigger plan for the club.
In the community sense, Dom, what would you say is success?
Obviously, there's all the number ones, such as sell out as many sessions as you can, bring as much money in, and all that sort of stuff. But for me personally, it's when people talk about Elgin, are they talking positively? When you're seeing these people asking, where should my kid go to play football? They're recommending Elgin City. It's all the stuff that's a bit harder to measure. When kids come through the doors, so they come to our programs, if they do, brilliant. It's stuff like that that's a bit harder to measure that, for me, would really show if we're being successful. Do some kids come from the community into the academy, stuff like that? Obviously, though, you've got to measure first, are we earning profit, which we are, are the costs as low as they need to be, or do we need to lower it even more? Are we earning as much as we can? All that sort of stuff's important. But for me, it's are we seen positively? Do people like Elgin City? Are we seen as like that family club? Or are we a bit like, oh, I don't know if we should go there? Because if it's that, then how do we change that? So that's how I'm looking at it. And that's why you try and get to events, like visit a few schools. I've got a school session just after this. Get your sessions out there to as many people as you can, because when the kids come to the sessions, they love it. Or most do anyway. Stuff like that. That's how I like to measure it, is smiles on faces.
That's a good way, smiles on faces. That's a good way to measure things, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Start to count, isn't it? Coming through the door, you smiling, no, right, you don't count.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's the hard and the soft. So it's the hard side of things in terms of what you've said, the productivity and the efficiency, and then the soft in terms of, the emotional, the fun, but also are those young people, are they going to be in the team in the next sort of 5 to 10 years? That's another, that's how else to measure it. We want local boys and girls playing for our local team.
Yeah.
That's what you want. That's your pipeline.
You need a smile on it. That's what I need.
I think that's a great shout.
Absolutely. Measure them through hugs.
I think that's a shout.
Yeah, smiles and hugs.
That's what get them clickers full at Frank's getting us. Just walking around, that's a smile.
That's a smile. That's a hug.
That's a hug, there we go.
That's a challenge for fans on Saturday. Give everybody else a smile, and if you know someone, give them a hug.
Give them a hug, or even a handshake.
Hug a stranger.
Depends if they want it, yeah.
Or a
little fist bump, yeah.
Fist bump, we like the fist bumps.
Bam. The mention Saturday game, we'll go back. How big a learning curve has Aberdeen been for the team? I mean, you've got a small team, you've got Vicky, you've got Frank, yourselves, and everybody else around that's Bonnie, but essentially everyone else around that's volunteers. How big a learning curve has it been?
You've just said there just now, I think we've got a lot of experience in the team. So, Vicky's been here for a couple of years, Bonnie's 8 years, Frank's obviously had his previous career and is now coming in to being general manager. Cecil's been around the club for a number of years. Tats has been through all this. So I think initially it was just having conversations to better understand what experience they had. And a lot of the things that we're dealing with are things that potentially haven't happened. So it's a bit of trial and error. But also it's that, supporting one another to make the right decision. And if we haven't made the right decision, then we're pretty good at reflecting. I think what we are likely to do after the game is probably to have a debrief, a debrief, and understand better what we've done well, but also understand better what we could have improved.
Yeah. Will you go and have a wee lie down in the darkened room before you have the debrief?
Oh yeah, about a week.
Not at all. No, I go straight into it. We take notes, and we take notes throughout.
As soon as that full whistle's done, we're in here.
We'll be in the boardroom. That's where we have our meetings. Yeah, instant debrief, because that's the only way you learn. Yeah. And I think the spirit within the team, we've got the same values. We want the team to do well, but also we want one another to do well. So the debrief will be good. We'll make our suggestions and we'll move on from there.
Excellent. And I suppose the off the pitch is all helping the on the pitch as well, and vice versa. What's happening on the pitch helps off the pitch. So the way it's going for the women and the men's teams this season is great so far, isn't it?
It's good. And I think if we improve our outcomes, then we'll ultimately improve the outcomes for the players on the pitch, and that's what we want.
Yeah.
They can use us to support them, and like we're here, aren't we? We're here to do that. That's the biggest thing for us, is to make sure they're doing well.
People are proud wearing their Elgin City shirts, aren't they, at the moment? Everything's going good. Like, you're seeing kids coming in, they're bragging that they've got the Elgin City shirt. Don't get me wrong, kids have always come to sessions with it on, but they're extra proud now, you know what I mean? They've got something to shout about, which is really good. So people are proud of the club, proud of the teams, both teams, men and the women's team at the moment. So it's positive. It's a positive feel everywhere, isn't it? I know you talked about this a lot on your podcast, but it's a positive feel everywhere, isn't it? So it's what you want.
I know, it's good. Just sellout crowd on Saturday. We had a big crowd at the Peterhead game, and we hope that fans will continue to come out and support us over the next sort of 6 months.
Yeah.
Regardless of where we're going to be, we need them to come out and support us.
Excellent. Dom, I just want to deal with something here.
Yes.
We were talking a wee while ago about the Elgin City TV, the YouTube channel for the video content, and your Christmas suit. Did you see?
I didn't see his Christmas suit.
You didn't?
No, you didn't.
No,
He sent me a
It's a
photo.
huge shot on the YouTube channel.
What can I
That
say?
is outstanding.
Festive glory. So that was.
That is outstanding.
Like I said to you, people sending it to the mates saying, "Look at this mug." Like,
Actually, do we not charge for that? Can we not charge for that? So every time somebody
Every time to
moves,
get like
it goes back to the club.
How we can monetise Dom's Christmas? I don't know.
Help Almon's transfer.
Yeah.
Donate to Alan's Army.
Donate to Alan's Army. There you go.
It was a good suit, to
That
be
would be
fair.
awesome.
Although going back home after, to be fair, it was bloody freezing. It was paper thin. Jesus, wasn't the warmest suit, I tell you.
Yeah, it was certainly a talking point. And
Yeah.
it was after a poor day, because I think Elgin lost their only home game that day.
So we did,
so
yeah.
The suit cheered people.
What did I say? Smiles on faces.
Yeah,
That's what it's about.
That's what Dom's all about.
Yeah.
That's what it's about, yeah. It was when I'm putting it on and I see the mirror and go, oh dear.
Dom's Barmy Army.
Exactly. I'm going to start wearing it to the sessions. Not a chance.
That was good. But I mean, this is going to be just a special kind of quick podcast because Dom's got a session and Nicky's got to go back into dealing with tickets and hospitality for Saturday.
Dealing with the public, which I love doing.
She does. I genuinely believe that.
You know that, don't you?
She smiles a lot and she hugs and that. She's really personable.
You're coming through the door, bam, massive hug.
What do you both like most about your job?
I like the people. I love the people. So people within the club, but more importantly, the community and coming in and having a conversation. I love that. And I think that's what's been great about the last couple of weeks with people coming to collect their tickets. You know, I haven't seen people for about 20 years.
Yeah. And
just having a conversation as if it was yesterday. That's been amazing. So it goes back to that support from us both coming to the club and feeling a bit overwhelmed by it. It's been great. I think that's what I like about it. They're also open to us for suggestions and ideas. You know, both of us don't have a lot of experience in football in terms of the commercialisation operation. You do with your coaching, Dom, but
not the behind the scenes.
Not behind the scenes, no, and they've been really open. And the team within here have been really open too, which we're grateful for. And directors have been, you know, very supportive in terms of their ideas, and I like that.
Yeah. And yourself, Tom?
Being on the pitch is like I'm about to go to a school session. So you have kids that don't kick a ball, don't like football, but they're running around smiling, stuff like that. Seeing people get along. Obviously, you'll have kids that annoy you, like when they're being a bit loud and stuff. But that's a good sign. It means they're enjoying it. You know what I mean? And that sort of stuff I love doing. I'd be on the pitch 9 to 5 if I could be. But obviously, people have got work and school to go to first. So I've got to wait until after. But yeah, I love that side of it. And you see loads of people. You see the parents smiling. Everyone's happy, and that's what you want. That's what's enjoyable. Ideally, in the summer, though, it's much better in the summer than the winter. But it's freezing at the moment.
I also love seeing Tats every day.
Yes. Yeah.
When I was, I think I said to you before, I used to train here, so I'd come down and I'd be able to get changed in the referee's room, then I'd go out and train with the first team.
Right. So
Tats was here. He was. I think he was one of the directors then, but he was always amazing. You know, with me, always a smile, always support me to be the best that I could be. So it's great to see him. That he's still at the club. And you know, have a conversation with him every day. So it's great to see him.
Yeah, Tats is good.
I really enjoy that.
Tats is good fun, isn't it?
So Saturday be a big day for guys like that. You know, Cecil, Tats, guys that have been here for donkey's years, and you know, great reward for them. See the team run out against Aberdeen. A
brilliant reward for them, but I think the type of men that they are, they enjoy whatever game it is because they're all Elgin. You know, they're 100% Elgin. So whether it's Rangers or Aberdeen or Peterhead or Forfar that they're playing, I think they're all for Elgin City.
Bleed black and white, don't they?
They're black and white. You're right. I like that, Tom.
Bleed black and white.
Yeah.
I thought you said Leeds there, but
no. Next time.
Yeah, next time. We've already got enough time.
Leeds, next time. Well, hey, we're doing well as well, you know.
Okay, well, shut that conversation.
Okay. The kids rinse me for
that. Dom's got a community session to go in and say Nicky's got to get back to the ticket. Not selling because it's sold out, but ticket allocation.
It's just allocation,
Distribution.
And talk to the public,
distribution.
Make sure everybody's okay.
Well, enjoy Saturday. Great reward for everybody and for all your hard work as well. And thanks for listening to Borough Briggs Beat.
Thank you,
Thank
Chris.
you for your time. It was awesome.